months ago, I saw a comedy special by the comedian Gary Gulman. If any of you are followers of Gary Gulman, which I doubt, but I should not be, what do I know about my audience? If any of you are followers of Gary Gulman, he spoke at a therapist seminar, it's actually called the Symposium. So I don't know if what I'm about to talk about today, I don't know if he has done in other comedy routines that are public. I don't think there's any problem with what I'm about to share with you, but if you're a fan of his and you haven't heard this information yet, that would be why, because he did this at the Psychotherapy Networker Symposium in March. So we watched this, my husband and I and some family members watched this video, this live stream, basically, of him doing his comedy routine in DC. And he mentioned that he didn't grow up rich. And his mom had told him, I honestly don't know if he said his mom or his dad, his parents had told him that when he grew up and made a lot of money, he'd be happy. And he grew up and he became a comedian, and he made it, right? He's a well-known comedian. I don't think every comedian actually makes it. He made it, and he still wasn't happy. And this was a part of a depression that he went through. And so he mentioned this during his comedy routine, and I just sat there. And this may be the first of my videos that you're watching. If it's not, if you've listened to any of my other videos, you know where I'm going with this. The ESA lens of self-esteem. E is for esteem, A is for our achievements, S is for society, and the final A is for attributes and assets. Does our self-worth come from one of these outside sources, or do we know that we have inherent worth just because we were born? Inherent worth is because I was born. It comes from the inside. And if I don't have that, I substitute it with outside sources. And Gary Gulman was basically taught by his parents, I believe on accident, that your happiness coupled with your self-worth will stem from the asset of financial gain. So you can either look at it as the asset of financial gain, or you could look at it as once he'd made it, once he had achieved, once he'd become successful at his job. It's either lens works. I just wanted to point it out because, as I said, I was watching this comedy special and he wasn't talking about self-esteem. He wasn't talking about self-worth. I think of those as the same, by the way. How we esteem ourselves is what we think our worth and our value stems from. And he was doing this talk to a room of therapists speaking about his depression. And he made that comment. I was told when I was younger that when I grew up and made a lot of money, I'd be happy. And he wasn't. He was putting his worth behind that outside source of either the money or the achievement of making it, and it doesn't work. So this is part of why I wanted to point it out, is because these outside sources will always leave you unfulfilled. If you are looking for your worth through your achievements or someone else, society, or your assets or attributes, you will always, and that's a harsh word. Therapists teach people to never use terms like always or never. You will always end up unfulfilled. The only fulfilling path to self-esteem is I have inherent worth because I was born. I have inherent worth because I was born. I am enough and I matter. Nothing I say nor do adds to my worth nor detracts from my worth. So Gary Gulman is another example that I have noticed. I mean, once you really grasp and embody this lens, you will see it in a lot of different areas. So Gary Gulman was yet another example as I was watching something that I thought, oh, there's my self-esteem lens, and I really want to do a video about this. So here you go. As always, head over to Your Decision Diva, because I am Your Decision Diva. Head over to yourdecisiondiva.com, and I am Your Decision Diva. I am your queen of clarity, and I'll catch you next time.